Now, I've been preaching it for months and it's finally happened. Mortgage rates have dropped below 6%, but it didn't just happen randomly. Behind the scenes, there's a major move happening in the bond market that's quietly pushing rates down, and it involves a $200 billion purchase in mortgage-backed securities. President Trump directed his representatives, we don't really know what that means yet, to buy up roughly $200 billion in mortgage-backed securities. Now, I've said it before, the Fed lowering the federal funds rate doesn't really always result in lower mortgage rates, but if the government starts buying mortgage-backed securities, that will bring down the mortgage rates. Now, that's one of the reasons we've seen the 30-year mortgage fall below 6% for the first time in a while. This move is being compared to a form of quantitative easing. Some economists are calling it the people's QE because it pumps liquidity into the housing market instead of other investments like in the stock market. Now, obviously, in the short term, this is going to provide buyers with more buying power and sellers with much more demand. But what does this mean for the long term of the housing market? Government buying mortgage-backed securities is probably the main reason the housing is so unaffordable in the first place. It makes mortgages artificially cheap and causes people to bid up prices for houses because they can afford a higher monthly payment. So again, this is another one of those situations, it looks good on paper and in the short term, but in the long term, it could actually make the affordability crisis we have in the housing market even worse. So what do you think? Is this a good idea? Let me know in the comments.